got three. It's all good, it's all good. We're gonna go, we're here. We're here, we're fine. Sutherland, we're doing the walkout, so if you're in the starting lineup, can we just come over here? Have you got any more players?
Okay, so testing, 1, 2. Football New South Wales League 1 Women's Round 22, etc., etc., etc. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Sunday evening action from Football New South Wales headquarters. And our cameras were at Valentine Sports Park for the latest edition, the Round 22 League 1 Women's Match of the Round. It's the league leaders, Hills United, up against Sutherland Strikers. Eric Subihana here with the commentary, and after all the long commutes I've done this season for commentary, good to have a nice short trip for once. For Hills United, they bounced back from a defeat the last time they were in front of their cameras. with wins in their last 2 games, but it's the same case for today's visitors, Sutherland Strikers, who have also won their last 2 games, so should be in for another great game in the women's second tier as the League One women's season comes to a conclusion. So, and my eyes aren't getting any younger, so I'm grateful to the match officials for wearing those radioactive orange shirts today. But let's get on with the lineups while the 2 captains do the coin toss. So Hills in their usual yellow kit, their lineup is as follows. We think it'll be a 4-1-4-1 shape roughly for them, but in goal for Hills, number 1, Nicola Simmons. 4 at the back, number 15, Tamsin Buchanan. Number 3, the captain, Aisling Davidson. Number 27, Amy Mastop. And number 13, Helena Berridge. In midfield, number 8, Bella Donaldson will sit just behind number 10, Bianca Galliini. Number 25, Monique Holder. Number 14, Ilan Chemajar. And number 11, Isabella Chaberas. And up front, former Sutherland striker, number 7 is Gemma Woolley. Hills, as always, are coached by Alan Tassis. Sutherland wearing the traditional, what seems to be the mandatory colours for all Sutherland teams with light blue jerseys. Their starting lineup is as follows. I won't chance a guess at the formation, but in goal for them is their captain, number 1, Chantel Symes. Number 4, Daisy Davis. Number 5, Rosie Degnan. Number 6, Diane Wilson. Number 7, Lucy Johnson. Number 10, Lily Warnes. Number 11, Matilda McParland. Number 14, Kathleen McParland. Number 17, Aliyah Yamaguchi. Number 19, Kirsty Fenton. And number 38, Kimberly Davey. And Sutherland are coached by Hanif Merjani. Well, kickoffs 5:30 p.m. kickoff, so though I think as I look at my watch we're fashionably late, as we usually are in the Football New South Wales state competitions, but that's okay. And as the ref blows the whistle, away we go. You can see a beautiful sunset and sky in front of us as we film from the eastern side of Valentine Sports Park, field number 2. And Hills, early show of intent, but inside the first 15 seconds, they've won their first corner. Looks that will be the number 10, Bianca Galliini. Nope, I've got something wrong already. It's number 14, Ellen Chemajar, to take the corner. Whoops, sorry everyone. But pretty much everyone back for Sutherland as Galliini delivers. It's up to the far post. Symes stayed on the line, but it drifts away and out for a goal kick. I'll just cover the substitutes while we got a chance. Firstly for Hills, Sarah Easthope. Yes, the one of Women's National Futsal Team fame is the backup keeper. And the others that Alan Tassis may bring on later, Rani Plummer, Ellen Berrios, Jess Wooten, Rachel Glendenning, and Zoe Murdoch. So Sutherland play out from the back. And it's passed back to Symes. As it goes forward to, I think it's Matilda McParland, and it bounces over both her and Elena Berridge. But Lucy Johnson with a strong run. And a quick turn as well to buy some time. Forward, I think that's Yamaguchi. And the run here through the centre, and then Davidson. He's shouted for a keeper and leaves it for Nicola Simmons. On the Sutherland bench, we have Chloe Barley, Sarah Barnes, Amelia Nimach, Martina Murray, Emily Grove, and Stacey Ellis. Good first start from Chemajar, who really stood out the last time we streamed a game involving these 2 teams back in round 9. And she goes on a run. Through ball to Woolley. The tackle there on the edge of the box. And a strong run forward from Fenton. The ball, and I think Kirsty Fenton looking for her Sydney FC pal Lucy Johnson, but the ball only ever going straight to Nicola Simmons. Wilson, forward. Davidson gets the jump on Yamaguchi. Fenton, as it played out by Chaberas. There's a couple of Hills players wearing gloves. I think Davidson and Chaberas are doing so. And knowing what this venue is like, especially as you get well into the evening, I reckon there's a decent chance I might join them. That's one for Buchanan to chase for Hills, and goes safety first out on the far side. Yes, as I said earlier, 2 wins out of their last 2 for both Hills and Sutherland. So that's what sets it up to be a great game in front of us. as the cross comes in. Matilda McParland is the target, but it's Shabaris with the clearance towards Fenton. Now, as I was doing a little bit of research as Fenton finds Johnson. Johnson to the overlapping run. I think that's Degnan, and up and uncontested will be Simmons. And yes, I did get some intel on what Kirsty Fenton was doing in this, her spell for Sutherland after she'd... By the way, it is good to see Kirsty Fenton back in playing action after suffering an ACL in the early months of the 2024 calendar year. And she did make one appearance for Sydney FC right at the end of the A-League women's season. Swapping one Sky Blue for another team, as is Lucy Johnson. Now, Shabaris tried to kind of dummy that and trick her way past Degnan. Not happening, but Hills will have the throw. Yes, we get some intel, courtesy of longtime Football New South Wales reporter and Sutherland local Justin Smith. He was in attendance at Harry Denning. He did tell me that time he watched Sutherland. Kirsty Fenton was playing in midfield, but we can see her lining up in it's kind of the more usual position to see her, especially if you're a frequent A-League women watcher. Fenton lining up in defence for Sutherland today. And Shabaris. Nothing for Hills there, and Fenton forward, but well, one centre back to another, and that's Master. And, well, the two Hill centre-backs let it bounce before Davidson takes over. It's that old adage, never, as a defender or keeper, never let the ball bounce, and then Mastop this time make sure not to let it hit the floor. Sutherland go into this game 9th place, 20 points to their name, but as part of my research, Berridge can't keep that in. I did notice that since Kirsty Fenton and Kirsty Fenton and Lucy Johnson joined in the mid-season registration window, things have started to pick up for them. 12 of Sutherland's 20 points for this season coming in the 8 games that Fenton and Johnson have played. So I think this might be one occasion where the table doesn't really tell the story of how easy it will be for Hills. They are the favourites, of course, being the league leaders, but as they know, and they actually have seen this in recent seasons, Sutherland not always the easiest team to beat. So on the far side, I think that's Daisy Davis in the number 4. She delivers from deep, and Simmons is out. But here, a good, confident shout. And the Hill shot stopper claims the ball once more. Off Davies' head. Now Galliani for Hills. Left side. Davy out to Tracker. Now, dropping it back. And played into the middle. Holders trying to settle it. And Chemajar's in there as well. But then Sutherland break it up only for a moment. That's as Donaldson gets it straight back. Then can't quite find Shabaris. And safety first over the sideline. Really attempting to play a ball forward. And that'll be left for the Hills throw. Taken by Berridge. And then Sutherland clear. Mastop will look to recycle. Galliani on the turn. It's a decent ball. Almost found its way to Shabaris directly, and via a Sutherland boot it does go to Hills number 11. By the way, Shabaris, Hills' top scorer for the season with 16 goals. And they've actually they've scored a lot of goals of Hills this season. 76 in the league, plus 3 in the Sapphire Cup. Holder's cross is blocked, and Hills racking up the throw-in count early on. Chemaja, she does get that in. Woolley was attacking it, so was Gallieni at the back post. It goes over both of them. And yet last touch of Sutherland. Hills keeping up the pressure in the early stages. A 9th minute here in Glenwood. Eric Subihano with the commentary for the League One Women's Match of the Round. Hills United 0, Sutherland Strikers 0. Decent ball on the run from Donaldson. Now looking, I think that was Chemaja. And there was an attempt broken up legally. Symes with the quick rollout to Johnson. Johnson. And glides past challenges. Now there's 3 options in front of Lucy Johnson, but Mastop. Excellent block. And then great drag back from Chemaja. Could be, has found some room. Wants kind of away from the support, so decides to hold it up. Donaldson. As Holder battles for it. Hills, as you would expect, looking at the table, doing most of the early running, but it's been good defending so far from Sutherland. Space for Johnson. Johnson, and that one will be one straight through to the goalkeeper. So, welcome to anyone who's watching their second game of the day on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. There were a couple of early afternoon kickoffs. So, at one of the coldest places known to mankind, Northbridge Oval. Earlier, it was Bulls FC Academy defeating the Wanderers by a 0-0, and Patria Phillips proving to be the most useful Phillips since the screwdriver, scoring the only goal of the game in the 27th minute to give the league leaders in NPL Women's all 3 points. Now, it was actually a 3 p.m. kickoff at the field behind us as well. The grass field at Valentine Sports Park, field number 1, as Davidson intercepts and now could go on a run here. Davidson kind of plays it behind Shaberis' run, and that'll be rather straightforward for Chantel Symes. But yes, 3 p.m. kickoff on the field behind us, or behind our fielding position. Valentine Sports Park, field number 1, and Sydney Olympic defeating Spirit FC by 4-2. And as Johnson's through ball is blocked by Davidson. If you believe in omens, well, Hillshire footballing legend Aideen Keane scored a hat-trick in that 4-2 win for Olympic over Spirit. So the Hills folk listening in, if you think that's a good sign for your team's chances today, well, we'll see. Berridge to Woolley. And Holder looking for Woolley. And it needs the intervention there. But then Chemaja's in. That's broken up. Oh, that didn't go out, I'm pretty sure. So as Matilda McBarn battles against the number 11, Shaberis. And Shaberis, well, that's a great run, and she might get all the way to the box, but Matilda McFarland has recovered well. And a brief bit of encouragement from the Sutherland technical area. I will go through the other games that you can watch, although if you're the multi-screening type, you might already know. Oh, the other games that are concurrent to this one, as Holder wins Hill's second corner of the game. So Chemaja out to take it, by the way. Early shout out to League One Women's reporter Justin Davies, who has made the quick trip from a 3 p.m. commitment at Poppendetta Park. Thankfully, this other commitment also in the greatest council in the world, Blacktown Council. So Justin is here as Chemaja delivers, and a bit of a punch there from Symes, and then the header is over. But the first attempt in anger, I think it was Amy Mastop with the final header, which goes over the Sutherland goal. And we might see as a Sutherland player crouched down, so we'll have a stoppage in play. Now let's see. Just can't be too careful with even the slightest suspicion of a head injury, but I think the physio will not need to come on. Also, I've noticed that Sutherland physio is wearing shorts, so definitely that's a person with more tolerance to the cold than myself. I haven't worn shorts in months. Symes gets us back underway. Very short goal kick and receives it back. Now Symes aiming for a diagonal. And Berich with the foot in. Shabaris working it centrally. Then it's cleared straight towards that Sutherland technical area. Fenton is breaking up on the near touchline, but doesn't get much distance on the clearance. Holder kind of ran out of room there. Now Fenton for Sutherland, and that's Degnan. Can't find a teammate. So here's Donaldson for Hills. Bit of space. First time ball from Holder, but it will spin away from Woolian towards Symes. So yes, those other streams, or the other Football New South Wales women's streams concurrent to this one. So, lost my notes for a little bit. So Sutherland continue to play it out from the back. They've done well there to find room on the far side. But there's actually 4 NPL women's games, 4 games from the women's top tier that were 5 p.m. kickoffs. So, as Holder looks to play the ball through, decent header from Shabaris. Woolley loses out. And Holder gonna hook it forward while on the ground, but it's now with the team in blue once more. And from Matilda McParlin to chase, but Berridge looks like she'll get there first. Shabaris with the back heel. Wilson, so look around. Plays it forward, but it's shepherded well over the sideline by Donaldson. Wilson again, but Holder shielding. And down the line, but only finds Fenton. And Johnson. Last 1-2, and there could be space near side. One to chase. For Degnan, what are the options like in the middle? Up in the air, and Davidson takes out a teammate accidentally. A bit of friendly fire, and then the long-range shot is wide. I think that was Wilson. So yes, so going back to the other games. Again, if you're a multi-screening type like myself, you have 4 NPL women's games. They're kicked off at 5 p.m. Firstly, at Lambert Park, RPL Leichhardt versus Manly United. There's also Mount Druitt Town Rangers versus MacArthur Rams, called by our good friend Mel Muscat. Illawarra Stingrays versus Northern Tigers, which I believe is called by Tim Gibson. And the Battle of the Students, City University versus University of New South Wales, which I think will be called by Nicholas Kutniak, the People's Champion. And then there was a 5:10 p.m. kickoff at the Arctic Circle, Gladesville Ravens hosting Newcastle Jets. And an early plug for you fans of midweek football. There's a WOSO Wednesday. 3 days' time. 8 p.m. Sydney Olympic playing against Mount Druitt Town Rangers in a catch-up game. Technically a Sydney Olympic home game, but it is at Popondetta Park. 8 p.m. kickoff there on Wednesday in Edmonton. Throw aimed at Holder, but he's broken up here. Now room once more. Johnson's had a fair bit of room in these early exchanges. And Johnson wins the free kick. Foul committed by Mastol. Strikers to restart. Could be a loose pass. Galliini gets the touch. And the hosts have the ball once more. And we'll go through kind of more recent results in this division. League One Women's, there were, well, there's no other way to put it, very interesting results in the League One Women's midweek action. And there was also a game yesterday. This game, as Simmons will run out and should get that, yes. This game being one of 5 League One women's games being played today. Now, well, it's kind of a breakdown in communication for Hills. As Wilson goes sideways. Stegman. And Degnan prods it forward, but back with the hosts. Woolley to Holder. Now, it was a Fenton with the covering that time. Played out. Kimberly Davey. Good pick up for Sutherland. Lots of NPL experience. Seen it play countless times, Kimberly Davey, for Spirit and for Ravens. Good play to have in the centre of defence for Sutherland. And they're on the move, but there's a block there. And then Holder plays it forward, but Davey will get to it just before it goes over the far touchline. Back to Symes. 0-0 here between Hills United and Sutherland Strikers. League One Women's match of the round for round 22. Only 4 rounds to go after this one. And is defending there right in front of us by Donaldson. Little dink down the line, and then Fenton. Johnson. And Sutherland throw. Symes taking a couple of steps outside the area. Aims far side. Decent ball and helped on. So they'll try the right side, the Strikers. Who's that off last? Corner. Johnson across to take. Now, if you're a very frequent viewer of League One women's streams, I know Lucy Johnson did have this corner taking duty last year when she was at Sutherland, as she delivers and flicks off Davidson's head at the edge of the box. Fenton shoots, and it was definitely off a Hill's head. Not sure if it was Davidson. Might have been Shemajar, but second corner coming up. Good left-footed strike there from Fenton. Definitely forcing Hills into some kind of action. Johnson over to the other side, the grandstand side of Field 2 here at Valentine Sports Park. They work short this time with Davey. Davey, a little fake into the box, blocked. And then the corner prevented it this time. But Hill still needing to be very alert, while Gemma Woolley is the furthest player forward looking for any counters. Fenton, that's one to chase. And gets it back. Degnan, and the option is backward, and that's all Hills need to step up. Looking to restrict the space. And back with the keeper once more. Attempted run out from the back, but Berridge has seen that coming. A proactive play from the Hills right back. Now, it could be given away here. So, Kathleen McParland. Oh, there we go. Lesson for all the kids there. Donaldson gave it away, but won it straight back. So, it's a very good piece of advice. The best time to win the ball back is straight after you've lost it before a team settled in possession. Bella Donaldson proving that just a few moments ago. As Berridge is getting forward. He's a player on the synthetic turf, and I think she might have a couple of friends in the crowd who like that. Davidson writes the challenge. That's forward. Yamaguchi will chase. Mastop gets there first. Chemajar drops a little bit deeper, but then good interception from Fenton. Fenton, well, she's definitely with the attackers. The through ball to Johnson. And Lucy Johnson could have a chance. Is that an indirect free kick for a keeper picking up a back pass? Well, I don't see these too often. Justin Davies telling me it's the second time we've seen one this year. Okay, might have been the second time I've seen an indirect free kick in box. It's the first one I remember. But I'll take your word for it, Justin. Now, my memory. It's like my memory is a concept that exists in theory, not in practice, clearly. So the decision is a back pass from, I think, Helena Berridge, which Simmons picked up. And now, a real phalanx of Hills defenders. I hope I've used that word correctly, phalanx. Apologies if not. What's Sutherland going to do from here? A little touch. Johnson. And it does not get through all those yellow jerseys. Boom forward. And then held forward. Then Hills, the counter doesn't really, well, he couldn't really settle it in the further forward areas. Back with Sutherland, although Degnan, a little bit of a loose touch, but taken over by Wilson. Degnan. And it's an interesting run from Matilda McFarlane, but she's eased away from the ball. And someone in a technical area has been booked. Well, I don't know. Can't really help you there. As long-time sufferers, I mean, long-time listeners of my commentary will know that we can barely keep track of what happens on the field. So it's like that. And apparently Justin Davies wants to be a snitch. Okay, well, no, Justin, no. My goodness. As the saying says they get stitches, Justin. Holder forward. Big chase coming up. And, just getting away, I think, from Galliani there at the end. So 27th minute here in Glenwood. Hills United 0. Sutherland Strikers 0. Eric Subihano with the commentary. The 5th to last round of the women's second tier. Really enjoying this interesting battle. Hills with more of the ball, but there have been, wouldn't quite say there were really open, like Sutherland counter-attacking opportunities as that gets away from Berridge, but they've tried to break quickly, and there's promising signs as the team in blue try to absorb pressure and then hit quickly. I think Johnson has fouled Shabaris there. So, I might drip feed you these results from the midweek action. So I was actually at Barton Park on Tuesday night. SD Raiders beating St George FC by the 1-0, courtesy of Sharina Harris very early on. And Davidson to deliver. Sends it high into the night sky. Not sure whose head that was off, but Sutherland still with some defending to do. And Degnan plays it over the sideline. But yes. And I cannot just say in tonight's edition of Canteen Watch with Eric Subihano, the canteen at Barton Park, absolutely sensational. It was running for a midweek game. There was plenty of training going on at the outer fields at Barton Park as well for various St George youth teams. Good turn from Holder. The cut back and the shot straight at Symes from her former teammate Gemma Woolley. But that's just to finish my thought about the Barton Park canteen. It's good to see they were open for all the various parents who had dropped their kids off at training. And there were 2 senior games that night, women's under 23s and women's first grade. It might run through to Lucy Johnson. Simmons is off her line, and very good command of the penalty area from Nicola Simmons. Tell you what, they get a lot of things right, as you've already experienced this evening. I'm sorry, everyone, but I think what I said about the ladder positions not necessarily being reflective of how the game's going to go. I think that's what we're seeing so far. As the clock is about to tick past half an hour. Chamajar, decent run. Now Fenton to step in there. And as Berridge restarts. Chamajar. It's another throw. Hills gradually moving up their right side. Now, with a slice clearance there. Degnan, and then Berridge has committed the foul. So a chance for Sutherland to relieve the pressure. So yeah, there are a couple of Wednesday night games in League One Women's as we catch up. We have to play catch-up games after various weather-related postponements. So up in the up in the League One Women's Distance Derby, and it was at that'll go through to times. It was at Central Coast Regional Sports Complex, or whatever it's called, wherever it is. See the Central Coast Mariners extinguish South Coast Flames' chances of victory. First half goal from Brianna Myers. So boosting the finals chances for the Mariners. And a Flame also in the mix for the top 4 final series. By the way, for those of you less acquainted with the competition, 14 final series. Simplest final structure possible. First place 4th in week 1. Second place 3rd in week 1. And the winners of those 2 games play in the grand final. Even I can understand that one. But as that goes through to Woolley on the turn, Chamajar will strike from range. Blocked. And then cleared over the sideline. But, of course, if you followed these leagues for a longer period of time, you may remember what Justin Davies refers to as NPL Survivor. The 5-team final series, where we eliminate 1 team every week till we have a grand final and then a champion. Because there's the header from Woolley. Galliani lets it run across the body and shoots. It's hit the post. Symes was beaten. Galliani millimeters away from the opener. Kept alive, cut it back, and Galliani again. It's blocked, and I think we might need to check on Kirsty Fenton, who, pretty sure it was. She definitely put her body on the line. And yes, we're just going to check that the striker's number 19 is okay, but she is. By the way, good app. So Fenton's okay to continue. And yes, back to NPL Survivor. Well, yes. So you may also remember this if you're above a certain age and a rugby league fan. This 5-team final series structure. If you know what the Winfield Cup is, that's the kind of era I'm going for. But yeah, 5 teams eliminate 1 team every week till you have a grand final. How does it work? I don't know. Haven't had to think about this structure for a while. Now through to Johnson. And the diagonal will be taken over by Berridge. Shabaris back to goal, followed by Degnan. Now over, and I think Woolley's going to be onside here, so Sutherland better hurry. Davey gets a foot in there, finds the other centre back, Fenton. And then Fenton almost gave it straight back to Woolley. Through Johnson, as usually the way, covering a lot of meters. Kind of looks to be given quite a free role in midfield, but or at least starting in midfield, but going wherever she feels the need to, as that'll go through to Symes. near side. Matilda McParland. To Yamaguchi, first time ball, and Degnan will not catch up to it. Throw in. Great first touch from Monique Holder, and the pass wasn't bad either to Woolley. Now, once the central runner, just underhit it a little bit. Fenton is there ahead of Gallieni. Davis now. Ball over the top, and confident shout from Simmons, and a straightforward catch. Quick release as well, so Berridge has room to run to halfway. Donaldson. Degnan's there first. Now Berridge might have got a toe in there, and then well, still keeps them at the nearer side of the field to our filming position. Donaldson kind of switches the focus. Tamsin Buchanan is forward on the overlap, but she hasn't been seen. Still got a lot of room. Gallieni going the other way into the right side of the box. Cross is blocked. Davey clears. The header from Donaldson, boomed forward by Davey. So flicks off the top of Massop's head. Sorry. So he'll have the scramble, and it's Buchanan back to the keeper. Now that's going to be offside against Sutherland. So yes, I did mention one Wednesday night game. There was another Wednesday night game at Cook Park, the one in St Mary's, not the one in Mount Pritchard, and it was a result that surprised lots of people. In fact, as far as I can tell, people didn't believe the score when they heard it, and they needed to be told again. But yes, it was a 0-0 draw between Nepean FC and Marconi Stallions. It's actually been a tough week for Marconi Stallions. We might get onto that later. But anyway, the team at the bottom of the table doing well to hold one of the finals contenders to a draw at Cook Park. Now Johnson on a run. Tumbles, free kick to Sutherland. Also, and a card to Isabella Chaberis in the 37th minute, as that's what I'm sure Justin Davies is furiously writing on the phone. Furiously writing notes on a phone. I've been there. Justin Davies has been kind enough to give me some half-time scores from the 5 p.m. kickoffs. Back to those as Johnson goes for distance, straight at Simmons. Bats it down, but no Southern player in the vicinity and it didn't pretty much didn't go far enough away from Simmons anyway for there to be some kind of rebound chance. Yes, one of those is definitely a half-time score, Justin. Hey, well, as Kirsty Fenton has somehow kicked the ball above our filming position. It's hit the window of the Football New South Wales office, and the ball has stayed up there on the ledge that extends from the office that's the Football New South Wales office that's above us. I've never seen that happen before. That's, you know what, I'm a big fan of it. That's the best clearance I've ever seen since Amelia Feeney kicked a ball onto the roof of the Sydney University grandstand. Well done, Kirsty. Chaberis cutting inside, through ball. Gemma Woolley shoots and scores. It's Gemma Woolley breaks the deadlock with halftime approaching. Chaberis deserves a lot of credit for the run and the setup. Woolley positioned brilliantly to stay onside, and she scored against her former club. Hills United 1, Sutherland Strikers 0. And for Gemma Woolley, that is her 9th of the season. And crucial because, I'll try and get onto and explain a bit in more detail before half-time, the race to the top, very intriguing. And Hills, as Davidson cushions one back, and Simmons, so a bit of an adventure with a close range back pass, but Simmons has dealt with it well enough. Booms it towards the center circle. Sideways off Fenton's head. Yes. Chantal Syme, she's been good for Sutherland both this year and when she played for them last year, but nothing she could do about that finish from Woolley high into the net. And could be a very important goal. Flicked on by Chemajal. And Fenton looking for Davey, but Woolley got there first. Fenton is around to cover. Tackle from Chaberis. Now back, and Symes aiming far side. Davis now sends it towards the center circle. Allowed to bounce. Davidson with the header. Matilda McParland. Wilson, stopped by Donaldson. Davidson under pressure, but finds the wide option. Here's Berridge. Johnson the intercept, but then taken away by Monique Holder. There's runners, but I think Holder wasn't expecting a run that wasn't forthcoming, so Symes takes over. So yes, the position, let's look at the top of the table. So it's going into today's set of games, Hills United top of the league on 49 points, 19 games played. And now there's the run from Woolley, which Chaberis is looking for. No penalty. I see sporting behaviour for Fenton, helping Woolley up. But yes, so Hills on 49 points, played 19 games. Second place, SD Raiders, 7 points back on 42 points, also played 19 games. After, so that's going to be a Sutherland free kick. After South Coast Flame burned the Spartans yesterday, beating them by 4-1. They're now in third place on 41 points. However, they've played 21 games, 2 more than the top 2. Fourth place, Marconi Stallions, 40 points, played 20 games. Fifth place, just outside the top 4. Central Coast Mariners on 38 points. They played 19. And in sixth place, basically the last team with a realistic chance of making the top 4, St. George FC, also on 36 points. They've also played 19 games. But the mention of the Mariners, and thanks again, Justin. There are halftime scores. Thank you to the match officials who upload stuff at halftime. Justin and I really appreciate it. But firstly, as Woolley is offside. As Woolley is called offside, so at the Palace Well, at least one Marconi team's going to win this weekend, I'm sure. But it's Marconi 2, Bankstown City 0. I assume that's on one of the back synthetic fields at the Palace. Yes, I will explain that later. But the other halftime League One women's score, well, the other halftime League One women's score from, I think that's from Landon Stadium and whatever's left of that synthetic pitch. It's Blacktown City 0, Central Coast Mariners 5. Wait, the team in yellow winning by 5-0. Anyway, now just gets away from Galliani and the confident shout, and Symes judged it perfectly, collecting it right at the edge of her technical area. Johnson brings it down, forced backwards by Berridge. I think instruction from the bench to continue forcing the play backwards. And there's a little bit of room for Degnan. Wilson. Davidson gets the jump. Good proactive defending. to halfway. Berridge getting there ahead of Matilda McParland. Now through ball. Woolley should be onside here. An unfortunate touch goes behind her, but she does have the support coming. One of them is Shabaris. Battle of the number 11's coming up. And it's Matilda McParland who's broken it up. Time flies when you're having fun. That's already at the 44th minute. Yeah. So about to have the break for half time. As United with the advantage courtesy of Gemma Woolley. Nice one. There's a lot of football yet to be played. Hills know that. As runs, gets away from Chemajar. Sent forward by Davey. So recovering is Davidson. Simmons beats the press. Wilson looking for Johnson. And Johnson will get to it, but Chemajar takes a tumble, but she's helped Hills win it back. Holder might have rushed that a little bit, so through to the keeper it goes. Almost off the knee of Davidson there. It's a Buchanan. Davidson looks up. Good header from Fenton. Found Wilson. Davey forward to Kathleen McParland. At least I'm pretty sure it's the number 14. As I said, my eyes aren't that good. Looking for Matilda McParland and Berridge in the way. Now it breaks for Shabaris. Good anticipation from Fenton. And those are moving forward as the ball was being played. Mass stop, so Fenton should get there first. Symes wants the ball, gets it. Now into first half stoppage time. For the younger ones, probably feel a bit uncomfortable not knowing how much time added on there is. For us older ones, this is what it used to be like all the time. As did literally everything before the 1998 Men's World Cup. And there it is, halftime whistle. It's a case of so far so good for the League One women's leaders, Hills United. They lead by 1-0 over Sutherland Strikers, and it's former Sutherland forward Gemma Woolley, who broke the deadlock about the 39th minute. Great setup from Isabella Shabaris as well, with a run and pass that was as delicious as a bottle of Kinney. So this is Eric Subiano on the mic here from Valentine Sports Park. We'll take a short break, about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll be back for the second half. Yes, I actually have seen that recently, and I was disgusted. Oh my god. Don't equalise. Got other teams you can score against. There are other teams Manly can score against. Unacceptable. Oh, again. I wonder who scored. You can have 0 guesses because you already know. Tell your mate Brad to tell his players to defend for him. Yes, yeah, that's how chat works at NPL level anyways. This is nothing new. Actually, that's quite unfortunate.
Tin.
Welcome back to the second half of our Football New South Wales League One Women's coverage for round 22. A game very finely poised here at Valentine Sports Park, field number 2. Hills United are leading Sutherland Strikers by 1-0. And the team's about to get back underway with Hills attacking, which direction? The southern end? The car park end of Valentine Sports Park in this second period. And the Strikers, by process of elimination, they'd be attacking the end with the dam behind it. And of course, we just hope for Hills United's sake that a ball doesn't end up over that big fence behind the goal. Nicola Simmons is defending, something that I've seen quite a bit over the years. Make sure that there weren't subs for either team at halftime as the teams get back underway. There's a quick scan, so Hills United unchanged. Alan Tassis opting to leave his subs for later. Do believe that it would be the same situation for Sutherland, and Hannah Fajani likewise is kept the starting 11 on the field. Fenton with the back heel deep in her own territory, leading to the Sutherland throw. Now that will work for Woolley. She's tried to find Chemajar and back to Woolley, but across on the cover, Kimberly Davey. Now Shabaris. Get it back, Galliini, and he eased away from it. Chemajar, thought she was going to pull the trigger, still with the team in yellow. Ends up as a goal kick. Yeah, so not 100% sure on this, but we'll go with this. I think I've seen enough of their shirt numbers. So Sutherland's lineup out there, pretty much from as I see things in a 4-3-3 shape. So we're Chantal Symes in goal, 4 at the back from left to right. Number 5, Rosie Degnan. Number 19, Kirsty Fenton, as Chantal Symes is pressed quite intently. Also in central defence, number 38, Kimberly Davey, and at right back, number 4, Daisy Davis. A 3 in midfield, number 6, Diane Wilson. Number 10, Lily Warnes. Number 7, Lucy Johnson, as a shot goes up and over. And the 3 up front for Sutherland. On the wings, number 14, Kathleen McParland, and number 11, Matilda McParland. And up front, number 17, Aliyah Yamaguchi. Helped on by Johnson. Davis has got space. A bit of an awkward height for Kathleen McParland. And then off Hills last. Meanwhile, Hills starting. Hills line up out there. Kind of a 4-1-4-1 shape, if that makes sense. With Nicola Simmons in goal. 4 at the back from left to right. Number 15, Tamsin Buchanan. Number 3, the captain, Aisling Davidson. Number 27, Amy Mastop. And number 13, Elena Berridge. The deepest lying midfielder, number 8, Bella Donaldson. The 4 midfielders just in front of her. Number 10, Bianca Galliini. Number 14, Ellen Chemajar. Number 25, Monique Holder. And number 11, Isabella Shabaris. And up front, the goal scorer for today against her old club is number 7, Gemma Woolley. Degnan tried to find a teammate. And then Aisling Davidson has sent that over the fence and into that patch of grass commonly used for warm-ups for the many games across the state leagues and community football played on this field every year. Actually good to have it back as well. This field was relayed after the end of the 2023 winter season. Bit of a delay, but we did have it in time for 2024 champion and champions, and now back in use for kind of the state league games. Now, I'm overhearing something interesting. Justin Davies, is there what as is it too cold for equipment to function at the Arctic Circle? So no Ravens versus Jetstream. Last time I checked, Ravens were leading 3-0. Okay, and yes, a result that just going to check if that Sutherland player is okay. Nicholas Simmons takes up the ball. A result that, if it holds, will be as sumptuous as the coffee served at Lambert Park. RPA Leichhardt leading by 2-1 over Manly United. Was able to check the stream at halftime. And my good friend Ashley Crofts opened the scoring with her customary goal against Manly. There was an equaliser, and apologies to that person. I couldn't tell who it was for Manly, but RPA Leichhardt back in front. Molto bene. Actually, did check the various streams. Now, meanwhile, centre-back run from Kirsty Fenton. Has a wide option. Uses it. Kathleen McParland. Davis is getting forward in support, but McParland delivers straight at Simmons. But yes, the other scores last time I checked. So, up at Popmondetta Park, where Justin Davies just was. It's currently Mount Druitt Town Rangers leading 3-0 in the Lena Karmas Derby against the MacArthur Rams. A scoreline to make Mel Muscat happy, that's for sure. It's goalless down on the south coast between Illawarra Stingrays and Northern Tigers. The Michelle Brown Bash, well, I'll think of it. I'll workshop that one. And the Battle of the Students. The Battle of the Students at Camperdown. It's at Sydney University Football Ground, but so far it's looking like University of New South Wales have the better looking report card, because it's getting late on in that game, and UNSW leading by 2-1. And apologies for the commentator mistake earlier. It's actually Twitch streaming expert Will Constantinidis with the commentary there. There's a man who knows his way around a university and football commentary. It's perfect for that game. Now, so Lucy Johnson is into the notebook, 51st minute, after a what do we call that? A foul that is as subtle as most of my jokes in commentary. That's even with my failing vision. Yep, I saw that one. More notes for Justin Davies' report. Of course, he'll wrap this game or the other 5 games from this round 22 of League One Women, so that'll be available on the Football New South Wales League socials later this evening. And thanks in advance to the Greek god of Football New South Wales, Mark Stavroulakis, for uploading all of our reports, organising our commentary, and just generally putting up with us. I bet he never thought ego management was going to be such a big part of his job, but I'm glad that he does it. Now Davidson gets us back underway. Symes is up. Symes bobble. And that's about the 3rd go at it. The Sutherland shot stopper holds on. So yes, in addition to this game, Justin Davies will report on South Coast Flames' convincing 4-1 victory over the Spartans yesterday. And actually, shout out to fellow heavily tattooed person Paula Mitchell of South Coast Flame for scoring yesterday. As always good when a member of that heavily tattooed union finds the back of the net. But in addition to that, the other games, Justin is covering Marconi Stallions versus Bankstown City, Interlions versus St George FC, Blacktown City versus Central Coast Mariners, and the PNFC versus SD Raiders. Now, shot blocked. Sutherland chasing the game. Sorry, I went quiet. Just had a bit of separation anxiety. There's awful 20 seconds where I didn't know where my phone was. Oh, thank goodness that's over now. Back to the keeper. Striker start again. Now on the far side, looks like Degnan. And Degnan walking the tightrope. I think that's going to stay in. It's a strong run. Berridge gets in the way. And Berridge pinned up against her own corner flag and just goes for the safe option. Now that is marshalled well by Hills. Goal kick. The looping first touch from Chemajar keeps it under her control. Buchanan, little step inside. Nothing forward. Back to Simmons. Aims at Galliini. He does well to shield it from Davis, but not from Wilson. Kathleen McParland should keep this in play, and does. Cross headed out by Mastop. Attacking throw-in. Attacking throw-in for Sutherland coming up. Davey, bounce didn't really favour. I think she wanted a first-time cross, and then offside against Sutherland. So, can you believe that? Ground run feels like yesterday. But near the end of the season, coming up for these two teams. Firstly, for Sutherland, in 7 days' time, they're back at their home, Harry Denning Centre. Actually, the canteen at Harry Denning Centre, a favourite of the Canteen Watch with Eric Subihano segment, but Sutherland, in 7 days' time, Sutherland have a 4:30 p.m. home kickoff against Inter Lions, followed by Saturday, 9th of August. Saturday night on the South Coast, 7:15 p.m. away game against South Coast Flame, as Kathleen McParland kind of eased out of it by the other number 14, and it's out for a goal kick. Well done by Chemajar, but then next up, next for Sutherland, Sunday 17th of August, another 4:30 p.m. home game. They host Blacktown City, and they finish the regular season on Sunday the 24th of August, a 5 p.m. kickoff away to Bankstown City at Jensen Park. Jensen Park, another favourite ground of Canteen Watch, by the way. Highly recommend the Kababi. As a big run by Fenton, and then Johnson can't lob it over the top, and it's a goal kick. But it's interesting from Fenton, certainly a player in her A-League career, definitely has a feature of her Sydney FC career, marauding. I'll get it out eventually. Marauding runs out from the back, and looks like she might have been given a bit more freedom to do so today as Sutherland chase this one. Bounce evades lots of players up there. Chemajar, the header. Then Davis forward. Finds Johnson. Leaves it for Wilson. Wide. Kathleen McParland. The options gathering into the middle. Oh, could have been unfortunate for Buchanan. Little slip, but then wins the ball. Now, Hills throw. And coming up for Hills, and they also have an away trip coming up to Jensen Park to play Bankstown City. That's in 7 days' time, a 5 p.m. kickoff. I still have good memories for them. Their last visit there, which was a stream game, Sarah Easthope saved the penalty in a 1-0 win for Hills over Bankstown. The winner that evening scored by Bianca Galliini. And after that, as Johnson takes a tumble, but Hills will get on with it. But then they'll go to Davey. But yeah, and we will actually check that Lucy Johnson is okay. He's not looking very comfortable, so I hope it's nothing serious. And Davey across to check on Johnson. So take a break and hope that Lucy Johnson's okay. Those two While we have a break, let's cover those remaining Hills games. So yes, after their next weekend's away game against Bankstown City, Sunday 10th of August, a 5:30 p.m. kickoff here at Valentine Sports Park. They host Central Coast Mariners in a rematch of a semi-final between those two clubs from the 2023 season, which was also on this very patch of... Well, no, it was here. It wasn't on this particular patch of synthetic turf because it's been relayed, but you know what I mean. Then round 25, Sunday 17th of August, also here at Valentine Sports Park, a 5:30 p.m. kickoff. Hills United hosting their old friends, the PNFC. And then in the final round, Sunday 24th of August, a 4:30 p.m. kickoff, Hills away to St. George FC. And actually, I think that those two teams have been up here for a number of reasons. I only remember seeing those two play each other in women's once, which was the game I called here earlier in round 13 when Hills won by a goal to nil. Actually, that's odd that I've only ever seen those two women's teams play once. It's like how I've never... It's like it's one of those things. Some things are really common. Sometimes just the way it goes, you don't get to see them. Okay. Back underway. Johnson is fine. That's good. It's very important to the way Sutherland plays. Lucy Johnson with her movement, both attacking and defensively. We saw that she has committed the foul, but she does put kind of a lot of pressure on her direct opponents. And Lucy Johnson has another short stint in this season for Sutherland, following on from what she did last season. Scored 4 goals in 8 appearances. She close to the Sutherland Golden Boot as it stands. It's currently led by the player they call the Oyster Bay Express, Kira Mukatas. Actually sad that the Oyster Bay Express has been cancelled for today. I was hoping to see her in action, but don't always get what you want. But yeah, anyway, Kira 6 goals for Sutherland this season. And followed closely, one behind her is Kirsty Fenton, who scored 5 times in 8 appearances for Sutherland, including 3 in the last 2 weeks, both in wins. So it was actually a catch-up game on Wednesday, 16th of July. Kirsty Fenton scored very late on, and I'm told it was from quite a long way out, as Sutherland beat the Spartans a goal to nil. And she backed that up. She backed that up last weekend with a double away to Camden Tigers, as Sutherland beat Camden by 3 goals to 1. Lucy Johnson also scored in that game. So Kirsty Fenton clearly likes scoring against teams in orange and black. If Sydney FC are listening, well, as the cross comes in, and Woolley will chase it. Good goalkeeping from Symes. I don't know if Sydney FC are paying attention. What? So do they start her up front the next time Sydney play Brisbane Roar? No. Justin says yes. Decent first touch. But then it's the defending. And I think it was Degnan breaking it up. Sutherland free kick. Meanwhile, as I said earlier, Hills have scored quite a lot of goals. Gemma Woolley's first half strike means across league and cup it's 80 for the season. As I said earlier, Isabella Chaberis leading them with 16. One behind her is Jess Wooden on 15. And then Ellen Chemajar on 14 goals. And Sutherland would know all about Ellen Chemajar scoring goals. She scored 5 when these two teams met at Harry Denning in round 9. There's also a stream game. So he's been a great, Chemazar's been a great pickup for Alan Tassis and Hills United after previously playing for SD Raiders. Decent first touch from Woolley as he tries to keep it away from Davey. Galliani, run from Holder. Holder has fouled Lily Warnes. Wow. Well, it's unfortunate for Hills, but Nick Holder has bowled Lily Warnes over there. And the chance is gone. Thanks, Justin. Now, I know Justin likes the particular spin I put in commentary, but another Sutherland at the free kick. Got to take it from the right spot. Pep will be back on the way shortly via Kimberly Davey. Fenton. Now Johnson. Davidson sends it. The Hills can step up. Of course, I talked about Sutherland having won their last two. Well, that's, of course, the situation Hills are in as well. And two excellent wins, which I'll get back on to in a moment, as there's a shot from Chemajar, and Symes felt the need to dive. Probably just about had it covered. Ball goes wide in any case. And Symes knows not a second to lose. 65th minute here. Hills still leading Sutherland by a goal to nil. That's an excellent tackle from Donaldson. It's back to the last two games for Hills. Well, it would have been easy for Hills to get disheartened a few weeks ago. Run from Fenton coming up. Johnson's on the ground once again, but she'll get back up. And the strong run from Kathleen McParland. The through ball, well, didn't go the same way as Yamaguchi was going. And yes, it would have been easy for Hills to get disheartened after a heartbreaking loss to SD Raiders a few weeks ago, but coming off that and the bye week, well, the response has been exactly what Alan Tassis would have wanted. So it was a couple of weekends ago where it was a top of the table at the clash at the time, first versus second, and the team in yellow went to the Palace and won 5-0. So it was just like last night in the men's comp, and Hills beating Marconi Sounds by 5-0 in round 20. Four of them in the first half, which is especially impressive. And then they backed that up 7 days ago with a 4-0 away win at Spartan Park, or the venue we call Spartan Park. Thanks to Nicholas Kutniak for starting that. I'm happy to follow along, but yes, Hills 4, Spartans 0, and yeah, 3 of those were in the first half. Actually, all 4 goals in the opening 55 minutes. Hills certainly a team that have started strong on many occasions in 2025.
Put your head on it.
With decent touches from Holder, and might try and find a way through. Shifts it sideways, and Degnan over the sideline to defend against Woolley. Also, just another edition of Canteen Watch. It's actually from my good friend Dean, who travelled down to the south coast for Illawarra Stingrays versus Northern Tigers. Canteen Watch isn't always good news. Dean tells us they ran out of bacon and egg rolls, and I think that's disgusting. Do better, Stingrays. Unbelievable. South Coast Flame would never run out of food. Header from Donaldson, but it just takes an unfortunate hop over Matilda McParland. So here's Davidson. Chaberis might get behind Degnan. He's won the first part of the race, delivers, but no Hills player in the vicinity. Keeper's ball. Midway through the second half here, pretty much. Actually, and very unusually, but certainly good when I consider my own commentary weaknesses. No subs made as of yet. So that's probably why my brain hasn't overheated yet. Interception from Berridge. Now, I'm just looking at, so I did notice Sutherland have reshuffled their backline. Kirsty Fenton's at right back. Possibly Davis might be playing more centrally now. I think it's those two that have swapped. And fullback, definitely a familiar position for Fenton, whether it's for Sydney FC or Newcastle Jets. Also enable her to get into the attack more often. As Sutherland try to find an equaliser. Here's Johnson. Kathleen McParland. One-on-one with Buchanan. Hooked away. And then the bounce evades Sutherland. It's Monique Holder looking for the runner. Johnson, well positioned. Now, good touch from Yamaguchi. And the run behind one Sutherland player, Kathleen McParlin, will give a good go of it. First time into the middle. Davidson's got to be quick. And she's under pressure, but she was there first. Coaching staff encouraging the press, a job that's definitely not done. Into a big final 20 minutes coming up for the league leaders. Thank you to Justin Davies. He reports a full-time score from yet another part of Blacktown Council that's hosted Women's State League football today. So Central Coast Mariners have won by 6-0 over Blacktown City. Shot coming in, it's going to dip, and it's in from Kathleen McParlin, and it is an equaliser. What a brilliant strike. A great first touch. The second was even better. Left the keeper with no chance. Sutherland do have their equaliser, and Kathleen McParlin has picked a game in front of the cameras to score her first goal of the season. Immaculately timed in more than one way. Hills 1, Sutherland 1, double sub coming up. So Jess Wooten and Rani Plummer will enter the fray. So Rani Plummer looks like she'll come on at left back to replace Tamsin Buchanan. Jess Wooten looks like she'll be up front to replace Gemma Woolley. Now spread wide, Shabaris cutting inside. Now Chamajar. Berridge sends it straight into Wilson. Now Davidson steps in front and wins the throw. So it's clever work. And Davidson, a player, it's not completely foreign to a centre-back run. I wonder if attacking she will be in the closing stages now. Hills have something to chase. Now that's, well, it's not going to find a Sutherland player. Plummer hurls it. Warns with a good tackle. Now Johnson's layoff doesn't work out, so it's Monique Holder. What kind of runners does she have? In fact, she shoots, and it's tumbling save from Chantel Symes. Now, there's the foot in there from Mastop. They move it wide. Lucy Johnson is going to try and go around Plummer. She does so. Johnson into the box. Now, I mean, I'm quite away from it. Yeah, Johnson went over. I also think she'd gone out of play first. So, that's small. That small thing. Yeah. And to be fair, not many protests from the Sutherland players who are kind of closest to it. Now the ball could be up for grabs. Galliini, first time. And Chamajar has it broken up. So Fenton, she'll run into midfield and possibly beyond. Fenton, still backing off here. Decent tackle from Berridge. It goes wide and in and straight to Simmons. But yeah, Sutherland obviously tails up after the goal. There's Rosie Degnan well forward in that phase of play as well. Justin Davies very kindly giving me more scores, I suppose with possibly the slight caveat, this is assuming the graphics are right. Now, we haven't had a wrong full-time score for a while, but has been known to happen a few times in the past. But assume, but we trust these are correct. So the Glazetville Ravens have gone full Michael Jordan meme at the Arctic Circle, defeating Newcastle Jets by 6-0. No egg and bacon rolls at Macedonia Park. No goals either. Illawarra Stingrays 0, Northern Tigers 0. 3 points and 3 goals from Mount Druitt Town Rangers. They've defeated MacArthur Rams 3-0. As Chemajar stopped right on the edge of the box in a very necessary tackle. Berridge looking to provide the forward impetus. Good run into the middle, and it's going to be pulled back for a free kick, a foul against Degnan. So it's UNSW passed their latest examination, and the NPL Women's Match of the Round. Life's a beach sometimes. They've won away at Sydney University, winning by 2-1. And what else? And tough times for all the folk at Manly United, except for that one bloke who won't mind, as Apia Leichhardt have defeated Manly United by 2-1. No, I won't explain that. Into the middle, and good goalkeeping from Symes. Fenton can't find Johnson. Plummer will get there first. Now, Fenton with the header to Donaldson, though. Galliani back to Donaldson. Now Wooden, one-on-one with Davey. Now touch up Degnan, but Shabaris might have stolen it. Chemajar. Wilson's handball shout not heeded, and that Berridge won't catch up to that. I might as well do one more reminder of the kind of the earlier games, so ones that weren't concurrent to this one in any way. So up at Northbridge Oval, Bulls froze out the Young Wanderers, winning by 1-0. And also, so they'll stay top of the table ahead of their next week's clash, a big game against their near neighbours Manly United at Cromer Park. Now a shot coming in, straight at Symes, and the other result, it was actually also at Valentine Sports Park on the grass field behind our filming position earlier on. That was a 3 p.m. kickoff, and Aideen Keane hat-trick leading Sydney Olympic to a 4-2 win over Spirit FC. Now, there's room. And the two McParlins link up. It's quite narrow though. Kathleen McParlin gets a fortunate deflection. Now she might wind up, but Bella Donaldson puts her body on the line. And might be again tackling Johnson. Now that's break for Holder. Holder outside of the foot pass. And Wooden. Nice turn to get a bit of room against Davis, who is recovering. Holder's the one central option. Chemajar's coming. Chemajar. And then handball against Shabaris. Into the final quarter of an hour here. 1-1 between Hills United and Sutherland Strikers. Hills scored in the first half by Gemma Woolley. Sutherland's equaliser. Spectacular one from Kathleen McParland. Another run from Fenton. Donaldson, another good tackle. Now that's, well, Wooden kind of semi-chasing it and positioning herself to force the back pass, but Sutherland just working the passing triangle around her. So, well done, and here's Davey. Warns. Galliani, a couple of lunges. Doesn't let it past her, but Sutherland keep the ball. Now, as Kathleen McParlin dropped off the line, found a little pocket of space, helped on by Yamaguchi, and Shabaris is actually who's back defending. They needed her there to track back and cover for the defenders. Attacking throw for Sutherland, which Degnan will take. Fenton again getting more and more forward as this game progresses. Everyone back behind the ball for Hills except Wootton. Strikers remain patient. Try the left side with Degnan. Berridge, she did jump in front, but it's ended up with Matilda McParland anyway. Wilson is forward, able to turn. Now, the shot, well, standing foot gave way just as she was about to strike. It's a bit unfortunate. Fenton. Now Fenton, she's played it well. She'll get in the box as well, and she prods it towards goal. Mastop prevents the shot. Sutherland will be feeling pretty good about their chances as Rachel Glendenning is about to come on for Hills United in the number 17 jersey. Long sleeve jersey, obviously. Oh no, actually no, it's a short sleeve jersey with the skins underneath it at this time of year. Fenton with a touch. Mastop lunges again, and that should fall for Hills. Berridge forward, but can't find Wootton. Also, perhaps not immediately, we might see Zoe Murdoch before not too long as well, judging by the instructions I'm hearing from the bench. Of course, good filming position this here. Always good when there's like a stand designed for the media. This little perch we have here on halfway, which is perfectly sized for a camera, as Wootton trying to sneak between defenders. And that's an unfortunate handball as she tried to press. Actually double sub, so another double sub coming up. Rachel Glendenning in the number 17 and Zoe Murdoch in the number 33 jersey. So Murdoch, I think from previous times I've seen Hills play, Murdoch will be in that kind of holding midfield role to replace Donaldson. Glendenning further forward. One of the players is actually going to go out wide. So Glendenning earlier wide on the right. Yeah, that's consistent where I've seen her play in the past. Chaberis now more centrally, kind of like that central attacking midfielder, the first players to try and support Jess Wootton. And Glendenning straight into the action, eased away from it. Good defending from Degnan. Final 10 minutes here, Glenwood. There's a lot on the line. Not near to the finish of the season. That's a very good switch, which Plummer doesn't quite get there. Fenton is there just in time. But Plummer didn't give it up. Let it run out, but at least she stopped any forward progress from Fenton, who has been excellent today. Seeing Kirsty Fenton today, in a sense, my women's commentary career has gone full circle. She was playing for Emerging Jets in the first women's game I ever called for Football New South Wales. It's like 5 years ago now. How time flies. That was, yeah, the Jets were playing against Sydney University at the Sydney Uni ground, and wouldn't you believe it, the pitch even worse these days. But anyway. Now Chemaja into the notebook. Sutherland attacking set piece as well. So Johnson and Fenton will consult over what to do with this dead ball. We may see Ellen Berrios for Hills before too long. Down the line, so crossing opportunity, deflected, but deflected straight at Simmons. So Plummer not the unlucky one there. Would have been unlucky to score an own goal from that situation, to be fair. Goes through to Davidson. The dummy. Now Wooden will chase. So will Davey. Sutherland keep it far side. Davidson. Now, how's this going to spin? Spins and favours Symes. By the way, so a big shout out to Megan, who's tuning in. Big supporter of the Football New South Wales football streams across women's and men's. She tells me, I love a stat from a viewer. The 0-0 draw at the South Coast means it's Northern Tigers' first clean sheet of the season. I'm like, huh, I love a good stat. Of course, don't know why. As always, I'm not sure exactly why Megan is tuning in, because she's here at Valentine Sports Park, but thanks for your support anyway, Megan. So it's going to be Bianca Galliini off the field. Ellen Berrios on for his dying minutes of the game. Looks to be a straight swap. Berrios is on the left side of the Hills formation. As Wilson back to goal. Bit awkward. Plays it sideways. Berrios straight into the action. Now, Yamaguchi is able to hold it up long enough for other players to come forward. And just fouled by Murdoch. Johnson, she's getting deeper as Fenton has gotten more forward, but she's lost out to Wooden, and Chaberis trying to run all the way through, using the speed. It's a great run to the edge of the box. Now, surrounded by blue jerseys, finds the open player. Here's Glendenning, and shoots over. All right, run from Chaberis, similar to the one that led to the Hills goal in the first half. Oh, yeah, unselfish as she was on that occasion, Glendenning in lots of space. Just a little bit off balance as she struck the ball. Off Sutherland last. Plummer. Chaberis eased out of it. Kathleen McParlin can't beat multiple defenders. Wooden, little flick, good one for Chaberis, left side. Off Johnson, corner kick coming up. Actually, Hill scored from a set piece last week. It was the captain, Ashlyn Davidson. With that set piece goal, or with that goal from a corner, it was her 6th of the season. Great effort for a central defender. Anyway, this one comes in. Now at the back, through everyone, allowed to bounce. And Hills cannot recycle. Yamaguchi is back to tidy up. But again, she does well to wait for players can get forward. But then, as I say, that's a little bit of a commentator's curse given away on the far side. More, thank you, Justin. More League One women's full-time scores. Very relevant to these teams, and it's going to be a Hills set piece. So a successful outing to Majors Bay for Interlines, and it was a 5 p.m. kickoff, so they'd be home before the fog sets in at Majors Bay. But anyway, St. George FC have beaten Inter by 6-0. And at Cook Park and St. Mary's, SD Raiders have beaten the PN by 2-0. Defenders up from the back for Hills as it's delivered. And touch off, possibly Davidson. Goal kick. Now, Sutherland's up, their first of the game. Waited until now. And number 61 is Amelie Grove. For those of you amused by players with similar names, as I think it's going to be Matilda McParlin, number 11, who makes way for Amelie Grove to come on. Well, so I'm seeing Amelie Grove of Sutherland now, and a few hours ago I saw Annalie Grove of Sydney Olympic in the grass field behind us. Chaberis guarded well by Fenton, and then, well, It's a little bit scrappy, but it works out for Chemajar. And the wide option, Berrios. Can't get a way through. Now, what's the decision here? Yes. The decision is a corner. So I think that's Chemajar taking the set piece. The yellow jersey scattered all over the area. In it goes. Header over. Davidson couldn't get over the top of the ball. And 90th minute here, not long left. Symes, no risk taken with short goal kick. Long it goes. A good point for Sutherland as they kind of try and climb the league table. Berrios with a shout, and it's heated. Shabaris is an option on this side. She's followed by Warnes. Off Shabaris last for a goal kick. Apparently, I mean, to be fair, I'm wearing a headset mic which isolates my ears. Justin Davies is not. He's been able to hear there's 4 minutes of time to be added on. Fortunately, I've stopped my stopwatch already, so that's actually not that useful to me, but I've started it again, I suppose, just in case. Through Wharton, decent first touch with the pass that was behind her. Into the box. Wharton, they're trying to guard her with two, and one of them is Fenton with a textbook tackle. Had to be clean inside the box, and it was. Now, Yamaguchi couldn't reel it in. Davidson goes long. Now should be Symes with the sweeper keeper work. She was always the favorite to get to that one. Now, Sutherland trying to settle it. Mastop slices one. That was also sliced and could be up for grabs, but Davey lunges. Prods it forward. Now Chemajar gets on the turn. Does have options. One of them's wide. Shabaris shoots and skims the roof of the net. That was close. An audacious effort. The Hills' top scorer nearly adding to a tally. As Symes watches it and watches it go over. By the way, Justin, what's the next League One Women's Stream game? At Barton Park? Okay, yeah, so just, well, that wasn't very good for those of you who heard half a conversation, but anyway, I can't forget to plug the next weekend's League One Women's Match of the Round. We're at Barton Park for a game between two finals contenders, St. George FC versus South Coast Flame. Check the details, check the Football New South Wales League socials and dribbles when it comes in, but I'm pretty sure that would be Sunday, 3rd of August, and a 4:30 p.m. kickoff in Bankshire. That'll be an excellent game. Pressure coming in. Davidson pokes it. Plummer can't keep it in play. Can't be long left. Sutherland going back, but they want to win it. It's not really what's required. Good cushion pass. But then Chemajar and Berrios is quick enough to keep it in play. Now Wooten, followed by Davey. Wooten, and now Shabaris is beaten to the punch. Plummer is already on the move. This is almost last chance saloon if Hills want to win it. And there too, well, There's a Sutherland player feeling a bit sore. In fact, she's going to be subbed. So number 21, who get a very late cameo, is Chloe Barley. So I think that's Lily Warnes. Apologies in advance if I'm wrong. I think that's the number 10. And Chloe Barley better hurry before she's in position. Yeah, is he a 0? That's enough for me. It's Lily Warnes. Plummer. Hurl it. Sutherland are strong when they needed to be. Now stop. Well, it's good high pressing led by Yamaguchi before Davidson sends one. Should be Symes. Well, the Sutherland coach asking for a yellow off that brush of bodies. Well, that's as optimistic as the last time I asked someone out on a date, so I don't know what they were thinking. So it's full time, and honours even at Valentine Sports Park. 1-1 between Hills United and Sutherland Strikers. And you have to say Sutherland will be the more pleased of the two teams, as they have held the league leaders to a draw, and it's only the 4th time this season that Hills United have dropped points. Hills United opened the scoring about the 39th minute with Gemma Woolley scoring against a former club. A great assist from Isabella Chaberis, an assist as delicious as a pastizzi, but it was not to be another 3-point haul for Alan Tassis' side. Sutherland equalised in the second half, a spectacular left-footed long-range strike from Kathleen McParland. Before we sign off, I'll give a quick plug to the next weekend's NPL Women's streams, which of course you can watch the same way you're watching this one. So Saturday, 2nd of August, 3 p.m. at the Arctic Circle, Spirit FC against RPL Leichhardt. And there's 2 other NPL Women's games on Saturday the 2nd. 5:30 p.m. from the Village Green, UNSW against Gladesville Ravens, 2 teams recently promoted to NPL from this division. Then 6:30 p.m. at North Paramara Recreation Area. It's one of the great culture clash derbies, Northern Tigers versus Mount Druitt Town Rangers. There's 4 NPL women's games on Sunday the 3rd of August, all at 5 p.m. I'll be on the mic from Cromer Park for Manly United versus Bulls FC Academy. There's also the Picton Road Plate, MacArthur Rams versus Illawarra Stingrays, and Western Sydney Wanderers hosting Sydney University, and Sydney Olympic travel up the motorway to Lake Macquarie to face Newcastle Jets. But on behalf of Football New South Wales, a broadcast partner Sportscast, and today's camera operator Tin, thanks for your support of League One Women's and the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. It's Eric Subihano signing off. Hope you stay warm, and we do hope you see you soon. Enjoy what's left of your weekend. The final score here from Glenwood is Hills United 1, Sutherland Strikers 1. What's up here? Yes, I am. When I've been at games that do post metro, they keep telling me to go in there. It's like, okay, I'm not getting in. That's too much. Unless I have like some kind of mask or something, like just get like one of those comedy theatre masks that's like, yeah. Ooh.